Hi everyone. So like I said in my last video, this video is going to be about my personal experience with this first pregnancy of mine and dealing with Hyperemesis Gravidarum, or HG as most of us call it. So if you are unfamiliar with Hyperemesis Gravidarum, I'll give you a quick definition for it. Pretty much people compare it to morning sickness. However, it is about 100 million times worse than morning sickness. Like, it is so much worse. It is constant nausea all day. I'm talking about, like, there's no little breaks in between. Constant nausea all day, constant vomiting all day. You vomit until you have nothing left to vomit, and then you continue vomiting. Like, stomach bile, everything. For my personal experience with it, I know some women, they're still able to eat a little bit sometimes. I was not able to eat anything for about the first 5 months. Yeah, the first 5 months I wasn't able to eat anything. It was absolutely horrible. I lost 12 pounds due to that. Thankfully, I did not have to be hospitalized, but it could have gotten to that point because I did get dehydrated at one point, and the doctor said that if I continued like that, because he didn't want to put me on a permanent IV, he said that if I continued and if I wasn't able, to drink anything like Gatorade, he said at least dilute that with water or juice, whatever it is, because I couldn't drink water at all either. Like, water would just, it would just come out of my body like a waterfall. But yeah, he said to go ahead and try to do that first before he had to put me on a permanent IV, because he would rather me just be able to drink things on my own. And he even suggested that I eat bread, because carbohydrates, of course, have water in it. So he said that your body would absorb that water, so you don't have to just straight up drink water all the time, if that makes sense. But I guess I should go back and let you know how I started noticing that I had HG. For one, I had never even heard about it. I thought when I first started throwing up and feeling sick, my first thought is, it's normal. I was 5 weeks pregnant, and I just thought, okay, this is just morning sickness. It's gonna go away after some time. Usually everybody was telling me, oh, around 3 months or 12 weeks or so, 12 to 14 weeks, you're gonna start feeling a whole lot better. So I kept that in mind, and that did not happen for me. Like, it just did not. So I was 5 weeks pregnant, and I still remember it clear as day because I had to go take an Excel class for my job. And I went with 2 other guys, and I remember that just being there in the class the entire 6 hours that we were there, I just couldn't do it. I had to keep running to the bathroom because I was so nauseous. I had to throw up, and then on the way back home, we had to stop at a gas station to get gas, and I just jetted out of the car because I had to throw up again. And at this point, I didn't even have anything left in my stomach to throw up. But once again, I just kept thinking, like, okay, this is just morning sickness. It's gonna go away. I felt horrible the entire way back home. Also, the guys just thought that I was sick because no one at work knew that I was pregnant yet. I hadn't given anyone the news, and it was just really horrible. Started from week 5. It went on to about week 20. I'm gonna say week 25 that it was super bad. I remember even going home one day, and I was talking to my mom about it, and she started crying with me because I just bawled out crying. It was so horrible, and she felt so bad for me, and she's like, you're over halfway there. Just don't give up. You're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna forget about everything as soon as the baby gets here, which I don't doubt that. I'm due, by the way, in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be induced July 22nd if the baby doesn't decide to come before then. But I'll get into that in my next video. But yeah, so it was just really bad. I didn't have to be hospitalized, which is amazing, and I'm so thankful for that, because a lot of women do have organ failure, and they run a risk, as well as their babies run a risk, a huge risk, because you're not getting any nutrients, you're not getting any water, you're not getting anything. It's really horrible. It's sad. I would cry every single day after work. Every single day. I remember my boyfriend and I driving home because we work at the same place, or we worked at the same place. And he would be driving us home, and I would just tell him to, like, please just hurry up because I had to get home and take my medicine. Since I couldn't take anything, even my prenatals, like, I would throw them up. I had stopped taking them for a while because I told the doctor I can't keep them down. Even the medication that he first prescribed me for it, which was Zofran, I couldn't keep that down either. So he had to prescribe me some suppository pills. I don't remember what they're called, but I'll post it in the description below, so that way you all know what all helped me some. So anyway, yeah, like every single day after work, it was just like clockwork. Like my body knew that we were going home, and I would throw up around the same time every single day on the way back home. As soon as I would jet out of that car, vomit would just be all over the driveway, all over the grass, everywhere. It was terrible. And my routine from work was, you know, because at work I was miserable too. So I was there just puking all day long. Sometimes I couldn't even make it to the bathroom, so I had to just turn around and throw up in the trash can right behind my chair. I would run out of the office God knows how many times. Even during lunch, I wouldn't eat lunch. At one point, I just stopped eating in general. I would just kind of snack on little things here and there, because if I ate any big meals or anything at all that was just bigger than a small snack, I would throw it up. Ginger did not help me. Neither did ginger ale, because a lot of people suggested that too. Crackers, nothing. Sprite, nothing. Nothing like that. No teas. It was absolutely horrible. But yeah, these suppository pills I had to take, like I said, because I couldn't keep anything down. Those were the only things that helped me, and that was just my routine every single day after work. So we would get out of the car, and I would throw up, and I would run inside because I had to leave them in the fridge, take it out of the fridge, stick it up my booty, and then just go lie down, because it was just super bad. And then I would just sit there or lie there and cry, and my boyfriend would come over there, and I mean, poor thing, he didn't know what to say to me either, so he would just hug me, and he's been really encouraging the entire time, and he's always said, you know, you're super strong, you can do this. I love him so much because he's been there for me, absolutely, like 110%, and he sees how bad it's been and how much I've gone through with this, and it's just really terrible. And even now, still, I do get super lightheaded, like super lightheaded. And the first time that it happened, I think I was right around maybe 6 months pregnant, and I was making breakfast for us downstairs, and then I was carrying the plates from the kitchen to the table, and then I started feeling so lightheaded, I almost dropped the plates. I had to put them down really quick, and I yelled for him because he was upstairs. So he came rushing down, and I mean, it was the first time that it had happened to me, but I knew that if I didn't have something to drink with sugar in it, I would probably pass out, because it's happened to me before. Not while being pregnant, but it's happened to me in general before, and I remember they had to give me chocolate, or was it a Coke once too, because it's happened a few times. But anyway, he gave me some juice and some chocolate, and I felt better. Like, I felt instantly better. Like, a few seconds later, I was all better. But it was horrible that first time. Like, literally, I started blacking out. I told the doctor about it. I believe I called the nurse first, and the nurse said that it was normal. So she said that, you know, it's okay, pregnant women get this. It could mean that your blood pressure just drops, or, you know, you're sugared. You just need to eat something, pretty much like I did. And then on my next doctor visit, I told him all about it, and he said that, yes, it's normal. It happens to pregnant women, and that in order to avoid pretty much like falling, if I'm ever out in public and this happens and I can't just go lie down on the couch or on the bed, he said that I had to get on all fours. So getting on all fours apparently helps. He's like, yeah, you'll look a little ridiculous doing it, but it's better than you falling and, you know, hitting your belly or hitting your head on something. And you don't want people to, just call the ambulance and you're lying there like pretty much lifeless. He's like, so just do that and it'll help you, it'll go away. So I haven't had to do that. Honestly, the lightheadedness comes and goes, but I normally just like go lie down, or I'll go sit down on the couch, and then my boyfriend will bring me something like juice or chocolate, or if I'm at my mom's house, then she'll do the same thing. They just tell me to like go lie down, or to just drink something with sugar. But yeah, and then like another thing that I also suffered from was, or actually is, because I still suffer from this, is excess saliva. So I thought that I was producing excessive saliva, but actually my doctor said that it's because something about like our muscle here, mine's not relaxed, and he says that he hasn't heard about this in a while, and pretty much with the hyperemesis case also, he hadn't heard that any women that he's seen have had it for a while. So I was like, of course it would happen to me, because it only happens to, I believe, 1 in like 200 women, pregnant women. However, yeah, with the excess saliva, it's very annoying. It's constant, like it's super constant that I have to spit. Right now, I've been trying to swallow it all, honestly, doing this video, because I don't want to spit in front of you guys, because that's just rude and nasty. But I can't even get a good sleep at night, because half the time I wake up and I'm choking on my own spit while I sleep. It's horrible, and I feel like one of those guys that just chews tobacco and spits in a bottle, because everywhere I go I literally have to take an empty water bottle with me so I can spit in there, because my mouth just gets so filled up with saliva. It's disgusting. But yeah, apparently that's normal too, and that's just gonna go away. It just doesn't happen as often to many pregnant women. Of course, I would be the one to get this. But yeah, it's been really tough. And then all I can say to all you ladies going through hyperemesis gravidarum right now, there is light at the end of the tunnel, because like I said, with me, it did start, the symptoms did start subsiding a bit right when I hit, right before 7 months, honestly. Right before 7 months, it wasn't as bad. I did start gaining weight right when I did hit 7.5 months. So I've gained a total of about 11 pounds since I've gotten pregnant. I did lose 12, so I pretty much kind of just stayed the same. But the good thing is that even though you are going through all of this, and it is horrible, like, believe me when I say that, it is horrible, because I was absolutely miserable. The good thing is that your baby is doing well, because that's one thing that the nurses reassured me, and that the doctor reassured me. He's like, you might feel like crap, especially because of this HG, but even women who have morning sickness, that's usually a sign that the baby is doing just fine. So that did give me some reassurance on my child. Everything came back fine, but I know how tough it is. Like, believe me when I say that, I know how tough it is. So I just, I'm sending you my prayers and my love, because I know how horrible this is. I know, especially, when you just, everyone around you is like having a good time, like during the holidays, for example, or even a cookout. But I remember that Thanksgiving for me was okay, because I was still able to eat some. Christmas was horrible, New Year's was horrible, everything else was just horrible, because I just couldn't enjoy myself. Like, all this food around me, and I had absolutely no cravings. I was hungry, but I couldn't even eat anything. The one thing that I did eat, I threw up. And like I said, I couldn't drink water. It was just it was just a horrifying time. But like I said, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Keep your head up, ladies. Much love, sending you all my love and all my prayers and positive thoughts. I know that some of you have it way worse than I did, and I feel absolutely horrible for you. I feel for you. But I hope that you can get through this. And like I said, I will post the medication that I was taking below because I cannot for the life of me remember. I should have brought it with me in here, but I didn't think. So yeah, on my next video, I'll discuss about my induction date and then what I'm going to take to the hospital in my hospital bag. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps some of you ladies out that are suffering through this. Love you all. Bye.